Dirkens here. This is the reaction to Georgia laying a golden turd to Alabama. Alabama winning the ball game 41-24. And I've got some great followers out there who are Georgia fans. I love you to death. You love to talk trash with me. I love to talk trash with you. It's just fun in games. This is for Bruce. Bruce, I love you to death. And you said that you wanted me to sing Georgia every time that y'all won. Now, here's the thing, Bruce. If I gotta sing it for you when you win, I gotta definitely sing it for you when you lose. Georgia, Georgia, are you gonna piss away your talent again? Playing Nick Saban, he beat COVID and he beat you. He beat you and COVID. He said that COVID was actually a little tougher than you, even though that was probably a false positive, but who cares? Mate, if you're brand new here, Bobby Dirkens here. I'd like to play a few teams. Don't get fickle, whatever that means. Put this guitar away before I take my shirt off. Oh my goodness. Right over here, dangling around is the right there. Yeah, it's weird. Look like E.T., don't I? E.T. phone home. Right there is a subscription button. Go ahead and you hit that. Dangle it right there. In the little button right there. All right, may there to you, everybody getting in here, a bunch of you trickling in. May there to you, everything. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, Georgia played a very impressive half. You watch that ball game, you see that Georgia went ahead and they played a very impressive first half. They were throwing strikes. Stetson Bennett, I know Stetson Bennett ended up with 269, 18 of 40, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And there's people in the Georgia community that are making fun of him. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I don't have endo-pun intended a dog in the fight. That's D-O-G, not D-A-W-G. Sorry, y'all, you fail that every time. I pull for these boys. And we had a doozy of a time. At first it was 7-7 us and Georgia Tech, and then we dropped 66 on them, and God knows what we could have dropped 100 on them. But it was fun. It was fun. I know some of you SECers out there are going, well, if you had to play our tough schedule every week, what we play inconsistent football like the majority of you, and end up blowing it. No, we wouldn't. We'd actually win. But, yeah, that's fun, isn't it? It is great. It's wonderful. But there's a lot of you Georgia fans out there who's already taken aim at Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett was the reason that you won against Arkansas. So before you go out there and get your stones up and throw it at him, you, without sin, drop your stone. And I know that some of you are still drunk and so indignant that you would still chuck one at him when at the end of the day, you would have Justin Fields playing for you right freaking now if your head coach knew how to use the talent. But he didn't. What he did was he put Justin Fields in, and he got him to do something that even my 4-year-old could do, hand the ball off. As my good friend Pigskin Pete says, I don't know how good he can play. This is when he was at Georgia. I don't know how good Justin Fields is, but I know he's one heck of a handoff quarterback. Just hand the ball. He does really good on the exchange. Good form, straight across, presents the ball to the back. So if right now you're mad and you want to go after Stetson Bennett, forget Stetson Bennett, go after Kirby Smart. Now you step back and you say, well, it's easy for you to sit in your armchair quarterback position. I stop you right there and tell you that I'm not being paid millions of dollars to make poor decisions. I am paid a little bit of money for good decisions. Look, do I think Kirby Smart's a bad coach? No, I don't, but I think that you can tell it's right off the bat, defense is his baby. He has to remember that there's 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams, and that's it. I'm just telling you. Ryan Adams says, what was the score, Bobby? 41-24, Alabama wins the ball game. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Now, I'm going to go ahead to I'm going to switch to the Alabama crowd. Alabama crowd, right now, you realize your team came in there and did some really, really good things. You threw the ball well. Mac Jones, 24 of 32, 417 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Najee Harris, 31 carries. He carried the ball a lot now. 31 carries, 152 yards, 1 touchdown. Now, I'm going to talk to the Alabama fans here. Now, listen, there's much respect between us. We've had some good times here. You know, we've been back and forth. We've did our thing. Y'all got us bad that one time when we had Kelly Bryant as a quarterback. And we all know Kelly Bryant, even Kelly today, somewhere, he still thinks he's a quarterback. But Kelly, your problem is you are not a quarterback, and you would be in the big leagues today playing wide receiver if you just chill the heck out. But, you know, pride, as I say, pride comes before a fall. That made the good book, and it makes Bobby Dirkens, because it's true. I'm going to say this to Alabama fans. If Mac Jones has a game a little later on in his season and he is not killing it, and maybe he's making some mistakes, and maybe he doesn't make all the decisions that you want him to make, for the love of God, especially after this game, against a very good Georgia defense. Georgia always has good defense. That's just like saying, turn on Victoria's Secret, there's going to be beautiful women there, and you know, less than covering lingerie. That's a given. Georgia, we know you have a good defense. You always have a good defense, Georgia. Georgia, hey Georgia, do you hear me? Pulling for these boys. Do you hear me? Clean the wax out of yours. You always have a good defense. You always recruit good. By the way, once again, my buddy Pigskin Pete says, if you're in the top 10, guess what? You always recruit well. If you're consistently in the top 10, you're going to recruit well. So that's no big deal, Georgia. That's why I played my song, Georgia, Georgia, you piss away talent, again, because you've had tons of talent for many years. Going back to Alabama, I'm going to tell you this, Alabama. If Mac Jones starts to have a game that maybe is less than stellar, after this game especially, unless he's really stinking it up, we're talking about like 2 pick sixes, you know, something like Tennessee would do. Don't you dare mention Bryce Young. I know you want to. I know when the fan in you wants to. But I am telling you from experience, you do not need to mention Bryce Young. Period. Mac Jones came out against a really good defense, did what he did, used the talent around him, made the passes, and you win by 17 points over a very good football team. Just saying. Just saying. So, as a Clemson fan, I'm sitting here watching this game. It looks like Alabama football. I mean, it is what it is. Alabama came in and did what Alabama does. It's in Tuscaloosa. And not only did Saban beat COVID, which I think that was probably most likely a false positive. He beats Georgia and beats them handily. Charles Dole says, hopefully Bama can improve on defense. I'm happy they played as well as they did. He's a big Bama fan. I'm glad you're here. Much of you are in here. I'm not going to get to say may there to all of you, but may there to all of you. I do appreciate you joining me here. I'm going to do a video right after this. I'm going to recap the weekend. I did not do a recap on Clemson beating the living you-know-what out of Georgia Tech. Really don't think I have to. Good to see that Spires can play quarterback for us. But I'm going to recap the weekend. Got some questions about the Coots beating Auburn and blah, 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 blah. I'll talk about it in the next video. Getting on 10 minutes here. Georgia is yours to lose. It always has been. Y'all get mad at me for taking shots at y'all. Y'all are one of the only teams I can think of who consistently recruits at the level that you do, and you still hadn't had a national championship since 1980. That's not me talking trash. That's realistic. So you can tell me how many times you've beat Clemson. You can tell me the series versus Clemson, how much you lead. That's perfectly fine. We have 2 national championships in the past few years, and you have, the last one was 1980. All right. Bobby Dirkens here, subscribe button right there. Go ahead and hit it. It ain't going to cost you anything. It helps my channel. And Lord, if you want to hit the thumbs down, kind of turns me on in a very odd way. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up, I'll keep showing out. I'm doing a video right after this recapping the college football weekend. I expect all of you to be there. If you don't, oh, okay, I can't do anything about it.